everyone, and welcome back, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. My name is Amy, and I have an unhealthy obsession with Formula One. So on today's agenda, we will be discussing F1's return to Africa, potentially as soon as next year. Now, if Formula One was to return to Africa, there's one circuit that probably springs to the mind of most F1 fans: Kyalami. Located in South Africa, just north of Johannesburg, the circuit has played host to 21 African Grand Prix between the years of 1967 and 1985, stopping due to political sanctions and the apartheid of the time. There were several iconic moments there over the years, but perhaps the most noticeable is the driver's strike. In 1982, the FISA, confusing, wanted to impose new conditions onto the driver's super license. This would mean that drivers could potentially be tied to teams for up to 3 years. Now, obviously, the drivers didn't like this, and in the lead up to the race, led by Niki Lauda and Didier Pironi, they decided to strike and left the Grand Prix track. Eventually, a compromise was reached and the race went ahead as scheduled, but the drivers were handed some serious fines and race bans. Luckily, these were overturned in the FIA Court of Appeals. On top of playing host to some of the most important moments in the sport's history, Kyalami is also an incredibly cool race circuit. It continues to host other international motorsporting events, despite the fact that the quality of the track has deteriorated significantly since it was used by F1. Made up of a combination of flowing corners and straights that can be taken at full throttle, mixed in with a healthy amount of tight, twisty corners, it's a pretty well-designed track in my opinion. In 2014, it was brought by Porsche South Africa's CEO Toby Venter. It has seen some changes, including an extended start-finish straight, but the general essence of the track has been kept very much the same. So could we see a return to Kyalami in the near future? I think yes. Over the past couple of months, there seems to be this renewed interest from F1 to get a race in Africa, with CEO Stefano Domenicali saying back in March, on top of America, on top of China, I think there is a potential also to be in Africa soon. And there is a lot of interest there. For sure, that's another area that so far is missing in the geography of our calendar. On top of that, drivers such as Lewis Hamilton have expressed the importance of having a Grand Prix here. However, the circuit is currently at Grade 2, and in order for Formula 1 to race there, it would need to get Grade 1 certification. For Kyalami, this means adding extra runoff areas and investing in some tech pro barriers. A few weeks ago, it was announced that we might see Kyalami return as soon as next year, which is insane. With F1's Global Director of Race Promotion, Chloe Adams, saying, Africa and Asia is the focus, I think, in the short to mid-term, and how we race in Europe is also a big question, making sure we keep that heartland of the sport. And that brings me to the only issue I'd have with us returning to Kyalami. And that's the fact that we'd probably lose a classic European track like Spa, as neither of them have a contract for next year, and honestly, I don't want to see them dropped. I don't want to see them off the calendar. All this being said, I do definitely want to see Kyalami return to the calendar. And if it does, I will be there. You probably don't know this because I don't talk about it on the internet, but I was born in South Africa and I lived there till I was 8, so it's basically another home for me. On top of that, my grandparents live there and I would just love to take them to a Grand Prix. As like with everyone in my intermediate family, I forced them to love the sport. So yeah, I want to take them to a Grand Prix. Kyalami happens, I'll be there, and I think it would be great for the sport to have a race in Africa. It is definitely a part of the world that is missing from our current calendar, and yeah, with 3 races in America, I'm just saying you're missing a whole continent there, F1. So, and that brings this video to a wrap. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know your opinions on the potential of an African Grand Prix in the comments down below. If you like the video, then drop a like down below, and press that red button to subscribe for more F1 and motorsport related content. And I will see you all next time. Laters!